given the sequence 4, -1, 1/4, -1/16, what we need to do is we need to figure out, is this arithmetic or is it geometric? And remember, let's use our calculators, and we'll start here by typing this in. We're going to start with arithmetic, which would say that we're going to take -1 minus 4, or 1/4 minus -1. What we see here is that we get different numbers when we type that in, so it's not arithmetic. Let's try the same process here, except that we're going to use division for the geometric. So it's -1 divided by 4. We've got 1/4 divided by -1. We have -1/16 divided by 1/4. But every single time we end up with -0.25, which, if you prefer, is -1/4. So let's fill that in here. This means that what we're working with is we're working with a geometric. And even though it doesn't ask for it, we need this -0.25. Although as we get down here farther, we're going to have to be careful because it says leave our answer in simplest fraction form. But now the second part says write the formula for the nth term. Well, we're looking over here, and it's our third formula in the list of 4 that we are given. And to write this, the other piece of information we need to know is the fact that a sub 1 equals 4. We already know that our r equals -0.25. Again, if you wrote -1/4, it's the same thing. So it's a sub n equals 4 times -0.25 to the n minus 1. Well, we don't know anything about n, so that's all that we can do here. As we get down here to part C, then what we know is it says find the 8th term. N equals 8. So as we take a look at that, we're still going to use our same formula. It's going to be a sub 8 equals 4 times -0.25 to the 8 minus 1. When we type this in, 4 times -0.25 to the 8 minus 1. Remember, if you're using an out-of-date calculator, you need parentheses around that exponent 8 minus 1. And we get this number here. And I'm not quite sure what's going to happen because I didn't use -0.25. I used the actual fraction on my paper. But let's see if we hit math, enter, enter, if that will work. And sure enough, it converts. So what I did is I hit math, enter, and then enter one more time, and that will give us in our simplest fraction form, which is -1/4096. Just as a thought here, and I know it's a little bit extra, but I wonder what would happen if I typed in 4 times -1/4, which is the same thing as what 0.25 is, to the 8 minus 1. I'm just curious to see if it will give us, nope, it still gives us that same number. And once again, though, that gives me the chance to say hit math, and enter one more time, and it will give us our value there. The last part of this problem, we need to figure out the sum of the first 8 terms. So we're going to be using the last formula that's listed in our chart. And we know everything that we need to know from right here. These are the parts that we need to use for part B. scroll back up there, filling in our formula, the sum, that's what the S is, the sum of the first 8 terms equals, well, A1, 4, minus 4 times negative 0.25, we'll stick with our decimal, negative 0.25, to the n. Well, once again, n is 8, and then we're dividing by 1 minus r, so this is going to be 1 minus a negative 0.25. And once we have that, we simply can type that into our calculator. It is, with the fraction button here, alpha y equals, enter, gives us the fraction button, 4 minus 4 times negative 0.25 to the 8 divided by 1 minus negative 0.25. And it gives us this number, 3.1999, which I'm going to round. I didn't put any specific directions, I don't remember on this one, so I'm just going to leave it as 3.2. I'll scan in the calculator screen in a minute, because I want to show how to do it without the fraction button, which is going to be parentheses, 4 minus 4 times negative 0.25 to the 8, close the parentheses, divided by parentheses 1 minus negative 0.25, close that parentheses, and we, sure enough, still get that same value.